On the descent from Cannock Chase, 3 riders, Ivan Basso of Liquigas, Bernie Sulzberger of Team Rally and Bartosz Huzarski of NetApp broke clear from the Sky-driven peloton and established a lead of 1:17, approaching the second sprint of the day at Uttoxeter. Basso taking maximum points in front of Huzarski and Sulzberger. Yodel sprint leader Pete Williams led the peloton over the line for the final point available. Before the last intermediate sprint, there was another crash in the peloton. A touch of wheels brought down several riders. Longland Morton, Peter Hawkins and Rico Rogers were all affected, but the big casualty, Endura's Russell Downing. The 3 leaders, unaware of the chaos behind, rode through the Rochester sprint, Huzarski taking the 5 points for first over the line, closely followed by Sulzberger and Basso. Sky's Bernie Eisel took the final point. By now, a battle-scarred Russ Downing was receiving medical and mechanical assistance and rejoined the race. As the leaders raced onto the second climb of the day at Oakmoor, Huzarski decided he'd had enough and sat up, leaving Sulzberger and Basso to contest the Category 2 climb. Join us after the break.
Welcome back to stage 5 of the Tour of Britain, and the 2 leaders are now nearing the start of the second uphill test of the day, and that is the climb of Oakmoor Moorside, and it's Basso from Liquigas and from Rally Sulzberger.
And these 2 riders just gone past the sign there for Alton Towers, and I think it's certainly going to be a roller coaster ride for all of these riders on their way into the finish here in Stoke-on-Trent.
Good crowds have built up here on the long climb, and Basso looking very keen to get on with this as both riders are forced to come out of the saddle, which underlines the steepness of the hill.
Yeah, these climbs not really long enough for somebody like Basso, but he is one of the strongest here, one of the climbers as we go back to Team Sky here on the front of the peloton, trying to control, trying to bring this break back for their man, Mark Cavendish.
And he looked reasonably comfortable there, right on the extreme left of our screens in that IG Markets gold jersey. But Basso drops back into the seat here and settles down to tapping the rhythm out.
Yeah, certainly more used to big Alpine and Pyrenean passes is Ivan Basso, but these climbs here not giving him too much trouble.
3 kilometres long then, so you've got to measure your effort here. And this is the kind of climb where you can settle down to a nice rhythm.
Plenty of crowd out here yet again, and a dog trying to get in on the action as well.
Well, we don't want any dogs sprinting across the road. We had 1 or 2 of those in the Tour de France, and riders were falling, and it cost them dearly. Now then, trouble at the back for 1 or 2 of the competitors here. Orica GreenEDGE looking to be in a little bit of trouble as we get back to the leaders, and Basso looking back to Sulzberger. What will he be saying there then, Rob?
Well, I think he just wants a steady tempo. Neither of these riders concerned really with the points at the top of this climb. They're just trying to hold a steady pace and try and stay away from the chasing riders behind them.
Commissaire coming up to have a chat to them, probably telling them what their advantage is as they come up to this left-hander. And just look at the crowds. Monumental support for the Tour of Britain this year, and of course they all want to see Wiggins and Cavendish, so they'll have to wait for the arrival then of the next group. But look here now, we are coming up to the line, and it's a Rally GAC rider Sulzberger that crosses it first. Now Basso just settling down into the pace of the man ahead, and they're going to start to work consistently.
Big crosswinds on the top of this climb, very open, not a lot of shelter for them. That could create a little bit of damage for this group further back, trying to bring these 2 guys back.
So it's an Italian and an Australian at the moment that are trying to keep clear from the peloton. There's 1 more big climb to come, and that's the ascent of Gun Hill, which is a first category affair, and that always causes a lot of trouble in the main peloton. And just ahead of the peloton is still the rider that's dropped off the break, and that's Huzarski. So he's the 3rd man on the road as they come up to this left-hander. You can see Cavendish in the wheels there, so at the moment he's riding quite strongly. Look at this, here's an attack. Big attack here then off the front, and this looks like Liam Holohan. But on the left there's a rider having a crack as well from Eskadai, and this could well be Urtasun. And if that is Urtasun, he will have clawed back 3 points on Christian Haas in the King of the Mountains. Yes, there it is. Urtasun gets 3 useful points.